welcome to my channel. My name's Jane. If you've just found my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, follow along with me if you like my creative content. So today's video is what can you make with 1 metre of fabric? I'm going to share with you what I made, so stay tuned. So before I continue with the video, what am I wearing? I've got my latest knitted jumper, the Lawrence sweater. I'll put the links for everything in the box below. Made in this gorgeous Aran weight wool over a plain old long sleeve skinny t-shirt. Got my jeans on and just added a raggy brooch just to give a pop of colour as I do. And yeah, if you just found me, don't forget to hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and then you'll never miss out on any of my videos that I bring out. I do try to bring them out the same day each week, but sometimes life gets in the way, or as in the case of my last vlog, 3 days to upload. 3 days it took to upload that last vlog. It just got, I think it just got stuck somewhere in cyberspace, and yeah, that's how long it took me. So, but normally I try to get my videos out each week on the same day. But it's always every week. So if you hit the bell, you'll never miss out. Was I waffling there? Sorry. So yeah, so what I've been doing, well this week I haven't stitched a single thing. I know, I mean, I'm getting twitchy fingers. I have got a beautiful pile of projects just down here to the right of me, what I'm going to be sewing with. I can't wait to share them all with you, but this video is all about, I'm trying to keep focused in this video. I know it's hard. I'm going to try and keep focused and just chat to you about what I've been making with 1 metre of fabric. So a little bit of background on this 1 metre challenge, so to speak. Can I just say before I continue, this video, all my videos I do because I want to do them. Nobody's asked me to do them. I'm not getting paid to do them, because it's part of my sewing journey. It's things I've done that I've been involved with, me, Jane. Nobody's asked me to do them. Felicity Fabrics haven't asked me to do this vlog at all. It's just something that I've done, something that I've sewn, and I want to share it with you. So just a bit of a disclaimer there. But they are such lovely ladies, Phyllis and Caroline. I've said this before, they have a lovely eye for good quality fabrics. And they set us this challenge. Well, they asked us a few months ago, would we like to do this little fun challenge where we all make something with 1 metre of fabric. Now, they've been getting some beautiful double gauze listed in their shop. As we speak, it's listed in their shop, and it's like a foil. So it's like a foil leaf detail on it, and there's 7 colours. And they said we had to all send them a selection of our 3 favourite colours, and they would choose one of those colours and send us obviously one of our choices, but we weren't allowed to share with any of the others what colour we got, so it had to be like a surprise on reveal day. So I sent off my 3 colours. I can't remember what my colours were. I know one of them was denim blue, I think one of them was cream, and I think possibly stone. I can't quite remember. Anyway, I received denim blue, which is this beauty behind me, and it's the most softest, dreamiest quality double gauze I think I've ever worked with, because double gauze is one of those fabrics you either like it or you don't. It is wrinkly, crinkly, it's got that natural effect on it, and it's like double, so it's like double layers, it's like interstitched, so it's like a double layer, and it can move, it can grow if you overhandle it, it can fray. So you know, be aware of that if you haven't used double gauze before. Some people hate it completely, just don't like working with it. I love it. I've got a lovely bundle on my shelf that has been looking at me for some time. I must use some of it up. And I like the fabric. I love double gauze. Well, as I say, you have to be aware of that. So when you come to make something with it, try and handle it as little as possible. And obviously try not to make too many mistakes, not too much of unpicking going on, because obviously the more you unpick it, it can grow. So I thought, what am I going to do with a metre of, what am I going to do with my metre? So I'll show you the colour before I show you any too much detail of the top. But that's the colour. I got this, it's called, I think they just called it the blue on the site, but I think it's like a gorgeous denim blue, and it's got this gorgeous gold leaf detail embossed on it. And as you can see, there's the like wrinkly effect of double gauze if you've never seen or heard of it before. So obviously I wanted, if you know me, I've gone down the avenue now that I just want to draft all my own clothes. I'm not saying I'm not going to make other pattern companies' patterns, because I've got loads. I've got quite a few there ready to cut out, but I also really do love this side of dressmaking, just creating something out of my head, draw a picture in my book and see if I can create it. I'll show you the picture that I drew just to give you an idea of what I was looking for. I'll just put that back on there. So I'll show you a picture of my little design book, and that's, I can't draw. And that's kind of the thing I was looking for. So I wanted something with a gathered neckline, a bit of A-line, possibly no darts, and I did originally want a fuller sleeve, but I only had the metre of fabric. I had to rein myself in a bit there with going overboard on the sleeves. Had no choice because obviously I only had the metre of fabric, so I just opted for the short plain sleeve and some sort of ruffle. I do like a ruffle, I do like a flounce, I like all those extra details. And I kept a note as I went along of what I did, because 9 times out of 10 I go off in my little world of sewing and cutting and what have you and designing, and then I don't keep a note of what I've done if I want to repeat it. So I did keep a note of everything I did. So what I did was, obviously a metre isn't an awful lot, and I don't think I've ever worked on just a metre of fabric, apart from cutting t-shirts out and like the jersey knit fabrics. I don't think I've ever literally ordered a metre of fabric. I always go for 1.5 metres if I'm doing a blouse, 2.5 if I'm doing like a dress, longer dress. So I don't think I've ever ordered a metre of fabric. So when I got this metre of obviously double gauze, totally blown away by the colour. I was so thrilled I got this. It's not a colour I would normally choose first as a first option, but it is on my colour wheel, so I'm totally in love with this shade of blue now. So I thought, right, a metre of fabric, I can't balls it up because obviously it's a challenge that we've all set, and if I cut into it and I make a right mess, then that's blown it. I would have to then go and order and pay for some fabric. So I was a little bit nervous. I thought, oh, come on Jane, you can do it. You're not going to balls it up, you're going to do it. You're going to do it well, you've drawn what you want to do. You use a little bit of common sense, take your time. So I based this top, I used the bodice kind of from this top as my starting point. But obviously I didn't add button plackets, but I used pattern that I'd created for this. And that's the only part I used to start off with that. Now, in hindsight, I've done it with a bow tie detail at the back, so a little bit of a keyhole back and a little bias binding tie detail and bias bound neck. But in hindsight, I probably didn't even need to do an opening because I can get my head through without undoing the tie. So I didn't really consider, I think it's because I used that bodice piece with the button opening. Obviously there's a bit more room to get, you know, the opening created at the back. I didn't consider maybe taking a little bit off there for the neck. So what happened was, when I stitched this up, I had too much fabric on too much on the neck area. So I had to then go in after I'd put the bias on. Obviously this is version 1, and I'm going to definitely have a go at making this again. But this is version 1 obviously, and what I had to do is, after I'd already bound the neck, I thought, well, there's no way I'm unpicking this binding because I had used the finest binding I could cut off the material that was left. I had to piece together the binding to get enough length, literally little bits of pieces, to make one length of binding. And I think it was only a 4cm width binding, so I was literally working with the skimpiest of binding, and it was really fiddly. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to unpick this, because A, I'm going to ruin the neck, it's going to end up growing. B, I have no more fabric left if the binding all drops apart and, you know, frays. I had nothing left spare. I used the full metre up. So I thought, right, I'm going to put a couple of darts in just to bring the back in, because I think what I did in hindsight, I didn't take off the extra button band width off that bodice pattern piece, so it created that extra width on the back, which I didn't need. So obviously it gave me too much on the back. So what I did was, in the end, I put in two shoulder darts, and I just literally stitched them in, and then obviously had to kind of over stitch to keep them in because I did it after the binding, but that's given it a little bit of shaping at the back, and it took in that off that extra fabric that I shouldn't really have had. Obviously if I did it again, my binding would be wider and probably wouldn't be pieced as so many pieces, which is not an issue, piecing binding together, because it's not an issue at all. I think the main issue was because I only had a skimpiest 4 centimetres to play with, and it was so fiddly. But I persevered and didn't, and I was so conscious. I thought, the more I handle this is just going to go out of shape. I was so conscious of that. So then I purposely added extra width in the front so that I could then gather the neck detail to give me that gorgeous gathered section. I'm really pleased with that, really pleased how that turned out. And I then extended the side because I wanted it to be more A-line. I wanted to use as much of the length of the bodice as I could squeeze out, to be honest. But I didn't want it to be overly A-line, so I just took it out a few centimetres either side and drew a line down to the length of the fabric that I had. As I say, I could only have enough to put the short sleeves on. Originally I wanted something big and flouncy and frilly. Didn't have enough, and probably, I think, to be fair, I like the plain sleeve because you've got a lot going on. You've got the gather there, you've got the curved hemline that I did, like a high-low curved hemline, and then I added the ruffle on. So I think maybe if I had these extra flouncy, fluffy, all-out sleeves on, it might have been too much anyway. So I'm glad actually I could only have enough fabric to do the plain sleeves, because I think it just kept it just about right. I think didn't want to be overly styled, because that's my absolute trouble. When I get onto my cutting table and I start drawing, I have to seriously rein it in sometimes, because I'm thinking, oh, put a ruffle there, put a frill there, put a gather there, put a tuck in. Literally, I'm like wanting to put everything in. So I have to really rein myself in, and that's why I started drawing pictures, and I try to stick to the picture, because if I don't draw a picture, then I'm not like focused. I think that's why I've started to do that, which really does help me. And the frill, I was determined to get the frill on, and it's the thinnest, tiniest frill in the history of frills probably. It's literally, I think it's only a couple of centimetres wide, and I think there's only 2 joins on either side, yeah, each side. And obviously I didn't have enough length to make it a deeper frill, but again, because it was only the metre, it forced me into only producing that frill, and I really like that short frill. I think again it's enough. I think if I'd had a deeper frill, it might not have looked as nice. And I cut out the front hem, so it's got like a curved, pop some pictures up of me wearing. I'm not wearing it today because I wanted to show you all the details, but as soon as I put it on, and I put it on with my getaway jeans, I think I'm wearing it with my getaway jeans, blue on blue, I just loved it. I felt so feminine in it, and that gold leaf detail just gives it that extra wow factor. And I was absolutely thrilled to bits how it's turned out. Simple keyhole detail at the back. All I did was I overlocked both edges of the back bodice before I did anything. Then I stitched the seam up to the opening, and then I pressed the seam, and then I top stitched all the way down, so it gives you that opening, but everything's all top stitched and overlocked and nice and neat. And as I say, there's the tie detail. So it was just a bound neck. I just extended the binding, and it was so fiddly to turn through. There was no way I was going to get it through. So in the end, I just put little knots on the end rather than trying to sew it on, top stitch it on my machine, because my machine was just wanting to chew it up because it was so tiny. And I think it looks quite cute with just little knots on, and it's not going to go anywhere. And yeah, so that's my self-drafted 1 metre challenge double gauze top. I was quite pleased with myself. Quite pleased. So let me know what you think. And quite a few of you said on Instagram you would love it if I brought this out as a pattern. I would love it if I brought it out as a pattern. So I may well do this as my next pattern. I want to do baby steps. The primrose dress is definitely going to come out as a pattern, but because there's more pieces and it's a fitted bodice and things like that, and obviously different sizes and the pattern testing, I want to be able to walk before I can run. And this, again, this is more of a more forgivable piece to pattern test because it's looser, it's A-line, and I just want to, you know, build my confidence, build my knowledge up into the patterns that I do bring out. So this could well be the next one. I just need to think of a nice name for it. But I'm just totally thrilled. I absolutely love the high-low hem on it with that curved feature and that tiny little detailed frill. I probably could have got away with maybe adding a little frill to the sleeve. There I go again. But no, I think the plain sleeve just sets it off with the gathered neckline and the little bow tie detail. But I'm definitely going to make it again in, obviously, prototype 2 and 3. I fancy making one in linen and also maybe in a chambray and possibly in a viscose, just to see how they all work, how they all drape before I think about bringing it out and getting it pattern tested. And there's a great blog post on what we all did or what we all made with all our different colours that we received, and really clever, talented ladies in that group. Lovely blog read, and I'll put the link for that there too. And don't forget, I also do have a code which you can use for the double gauze, which is on their site now, but you can use it throughout. You can use it all the time. It doesn't expire. You can use it as many times as you like, and it's Jane10. Get your 10% discount. And obviously I'll pop the code for that as well in the box below. But yes, I just wanted to come on here and show you this gorgeous little double gauze make, 1 metre challenge. So that's what you can make in a metre of fabric. I was showing my mum, and my mum said, there's no way you got that out of a metre. There's too much fabric, too much drape. I seriously got that out of a metre. I used every bit up, but yeah, it's definitely made me more. Yeah, it has. It has. It's definitely made me more aware of how to use your fabric as much as you can, get as much of it out as you can. And I'm definitely going to make some more. Totally love it. Let me know what you think. But don't forget to come and follow me over on Instagram. Come and say hello too. But yeah, so that's my 1 metre challenge make, and totally thrilled. Got lots more coming this week. As you probably know, I've been overhauling my garden. It's almost finished. It's looking really, really good. I just got to put some more plants in. That was really hard work. I've got some new fabrics from Minerva to show you. I've got some other fabrics that I've just received in the post. So that will all be coming in my next cosy vlog. I'll show you like the before and afters of my garden. And you know, the usual. But yeah, just wanted to share this with you, especially while the double gauze is just been newly listed. If you fancied getting some double gauze, use that 10% discount code, and there's some 7 beautiful colours to choose from. So that's today's video. Thought I'd share it with you, my little 1 metre double gauze challenge. I still sometimes look at it, can't believe that I actually got it out of the whole metre of fabric, but I did. Totally in love with it, and definitely be making some more, so watch this space. I will be sharing lots more with you. If you can think of an old-fashioned name that you think would suit this design, please put your suggestions in the box below, and possibly I'll share the one I've chosen in my next vlog. So yeah, so thanks for joining me today. As always, please take care and happy sewing.